Hey folks, I'm Rob.
And I'm Nathan.
And we are
Two Guys in a Ride.
And today we are at the Shed in beautiful Warroad, Minnesota.
Now the Shed is a private collection of 90 plus classic and unique cars that's open to the public and owned by Bob Marvin. And if you want to visit, we've listed their contact information in the description below the video. Well, what do you say, Rob?
Oh, I say,
let's go for a ride. Hi folks, I'm Nathan, Two Guys a Ride, and today we are here, and we're here with Rick, and we're here with this beautiful, what are we looking at, Rick?
1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz. A little over 1,300 of these were produced that year.
Wow, that's, and they were expensive for when they were produced, you know, in 1959. They were about $7,400
Yes.
a piece. Wow. Now, the Biarritz was the top of the line.
Couldn't go no
Cadillac.
higher. Couldn't go no
And it's evident. We'll take a walk around. Let's just start here on the side, Rick, because there are so many beautiful things right here. Now the chrome strip. I mean, just, you know, it's
beyond.
just incredible. And the length of this car. I don't know if you know how long this is offhand, but
I know you can't fit it between the lines at your local grocery store. But, I mean, the black on red, I mean, that nails it.
It's stunning. Now,
with.
we're doing a few cars from the Shed.
Yes.
And all of them are unique in some way or form. Now, this one is unique because it's one of only like 1,300 and some ever produced.
Right.
But when Bob Marvin saw this one,
It was a no-brainer.
it was love at first sight.
Coming home.
Yeah, it was just like, I got to have that red on the black, the Biarritz trim level, the
Right.
convertible, the Tailfins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just stunning. All right, let's step back here to the very back, because the Tailfins on this was kind of at the pinnacle of Tailfins.
Correct.
So I know I didn't measure these, but these are 42, 43 inches
43.
off the ground. 43.
43, yes. Sir.
Off the ground. I mean, they're just massive. And then, of course, you've got the jet look
Right.
with the two taillights here. And I love how the fact that they bulge out on either side of the fin.
Exactly.
Right? Now, the other neat little feature is if you look below the car and follow the trim, it's also a fin below.
Exactly. Yes.
So you got kind of a little fin below, you got a little fin above. And then, I mean, just look at this detail, in the lights here, the tail lights, just all this chrome work. Even the tail light, the red plastic is lined
Yeah.
to match up with each of those spokes.
Everything flows together.
I love the Cadillac emblem going across the backup lights. And of course, you would have had brake lights inside, on the outside of those turn signals.
Yes, sir.
And then this had, one of those grills that you didn't know if it was coming or going.
Correct. And the front and the rear,
Are
same
almost
design.
exactly the same design.
Right.
Now, the fuel cap on this
Well,
is where?
I might need direction. No, they blend it right in.
Right into the grill like that.
I get there.
Wow. And I love how they spelled out Eldorado across the entire, I mean, that's like an 8-foot distance. That's,
I want you to know what this car is.
yes, right.
And if you're taking the time to read it, you deserve it.
There you go. Now, just the massive amount of chrome back here.
Big time.
Just unreal. Even the coming down from the fin, you've got another fin coming down to this. I mean, it was just so many beautiful little lines and details.
And they all tied together.
Yes.
Wasn't one going out. I mean, they all married at some certain point.
All right. Now, inside the trunk,
Right.
it's completely carpeted, of course.
Yes, sir.
And then you have a full-size spare tire.
Correct.
And that just kind of lays on the floor, so it takes up a little baggage room, but you still got quite a bit of room. And you also have what's called a parade top.
Parade top, yeah. It's a hard cover, sort of the usual vinyl that they would have. And you would use that for Miss whoever, whatever
Parades.
to
So they would actually sit on
it. And you wanted to keep an eye on their weight, so to speak.
Right, you didn't want it to break, but it was meant for lighter weight people,
it was designed, yes.
like you and me, to sit
Right,
on.
yeah.
Okay. Now let's walk to the front here, and we're going to stop right here for a second because I want to point out the rims. Not only do I love the Cadillac emblem and the hubs, but I mean that's the rim. Those wired rims. That's not a hubcap.
Correct. That's true. Real McCoy.
Oh, I love those white walls. It looks so good on this car.
Just brings everything out.
Oh, it absolutely does. So you had these little fins in the front, which were served a purpose to tell you where the edge of the car was, and they were on both sides of the chrome. And you look back towards the windshield, and you've got functional vents.
Correct. Yes.
In the chrome to help with ventilation. Of course, electric windshield wipers.
Absolutely.
And we'll get into the interior in just a minute, but let's take a look at this front because just the beautiful design just continues here. So, same grills you had in the rear.
Correct.
Except for the chrome strip in the big thick chrome strip in the center.
Yes.
But I mean, it's so polished, it's just reflecting.
Big time, yeah.
And it looks like it's even more. And then you have that big, huge bottom section with the lights that just comes way out. It's just...
You know it's yours.
Man, that's just beautiful. And then, of course, even the little detail between the two bottom lights, you've got another little fin coming out. That's right in line with the fins that come down the hood.
Right, yeah.
Hey, then you notice that on the top of the fins at the end, you've got the Cadillac emblem.
Emblems.
The wings are separated, and you've got the badge in the middle, but it's there.
There, right, yeah. Again.
And then, of course, the Cadillac emblem in the center. Yeah. Now, so under the hood, this had a 390 V8. And I believe the horsepower was somewhere around 325, something like that.
In that proximity, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we don't know the torque amount on it, but it's nice, and you'll see in the overlaid pictures, but Cadillac actually labeled parts of the engine with Cadillac, and it just looks really good.
Big time. A smooth ride.
A very smooth ride.
Yeah. Quiet.
Man. It is, and you think about this. I mean, it's a 1959. Now, how many miles does this particular car have on it?
I don't believe it's actual, but the miles would be probably after restoration.
Okay.
And I like when people zero them back. At least you know how many miles is on the resto.
Right.
When was the last time that was done? So at least you got a place to start from.
Okay, so the car was zeroed out after it was restored. So we don't know the actual miles, but do you know how many miles you've put on it since Bob Marvin purchased it for the shed?
A little under 1,900 miles.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I know earlier this month we had this one out in Devil's Lake, North Dakota, and we do a benefit run, like a 40-mile run, and got me there, got me back type thing. And
runs good, doesn't it?
Like silk.
Man.
Like you and I.
Like you and I. I like that. All right, let's take a look at the inside, and we'll start in the front. All right, so this car had some unique things put into it. First of all, you had electric windows, you had a powered bench seat. But you also had...
The power. We always call them the smoker's windows, and that was actually powered as well.
Okay, and that, I think for that one, the switch is actually...
Back
in here?
No.
Oh, for this one, okay, on the driver's side, it's right here.
Correct.
This would be the driver's window, and then this would be the back passenger's window right here.
And the other one would be probably the power locks on it.
Okay, and then you would have the door handle. And what was this used for?
That was for adjustment of your outside mirror on the driver's
of which you only had one.
There
was no mirror on the passenger side.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this a little bit earlier, Rick, but the whole design of these wraparound windshields, it meant that you had to have support.
Exactly.
So commonly known sort of as knee knockers. You got in, you'd bump your knee on there.
Right.
But it's interesting because you can see on the passenger side over there, but they actually built controls right into there. Now, on the driver's side, there's a few. Another unique thing about this car was that it had cruise control.
True.
Which is this dial right up here.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
This was the light switch.
Right.
Of course, you got the horn. One of the interesting things, I think, is that, when we were driving it, for reverse,
Yeah.
You got to go all the way
way
down,
down.
like you would think of an L1, L2, L2, L1 for gears, but in reverse is always all the way up.
Up, correct.
This one, it's all the way down. And this was a how many different gears does this have?
3-speed.
3-speed plus reverse.
Right.
Okay. And then down here, of course, you had air conditioning. So you had, this was just ventilation. Right over here. And then that was for the air conditioning and a de-icer and a heater.
And
Okay.
and to have air conditioning in a convertible, I'm not saying it was very rare, but not very often seen.
But this was the top of the line.
Right.
Now, okay, so this over here would be your turn signals.
Correct.
Your gear selector.
Yes.
Of course, you had a clock, you had the ignition. And then over in the middle, you have, in the chrome part, you've got an AM radio.
Right.
Volume knob.
Volume, front to rear.
Okay.
Speakers. Preset channels. So when you find the channel you want and you want to put it onto here, just bring this out, push it back in. Now that channel's locked in
It's
for
preset. Interesting that they had preset channels back then and how you make them.
you. Exactly.
That's really interesting. Now, we discovered some interesting things on the foot pedals. For instance, on the parking brake, you've actually got the release is a little extended pedal just to the right of that.
Correct, yeah.
And then on the brake pedal, we noticed that there's a cover on the right-hand side of the brake, and that is for?
That's so you don't slip your foot from the gas pedal underneath the brake pedal.
And get it stuck.
Good safety device.
And it does work. We tried it out, and you couldn't get your foot underneath or not without really fighting it.
No.
All right, and then you had 2 ashtrays with lighters. You got one right here.
Right.
And then you had one right there. So you had 2 ashtrays and lighters, one for the driver, one for the passenger. And then, of course, you had the Cadillac emblem again on the inside,
Right.
as well as some air vents that were chromed, and then air vents on the inside by the feet.
Right.
Then you had the high and low beam were on the floor.
Floor as well.
Okay. All right, well, let's take a look at the back for a minute. The back had another huge couch.
Big time.
You had, again, ashtrays and lighters on both sides, as well as your power window on each side. And then the middle was, what is that chrome piece in the middle there?
We'll call that your rear speaker.
The rear speaker. But look at all the chrome. It comes all the way back to the edge of the seat and wraps around.
Yeah.
Talk about craftsmanship and just, finishing things off and making them look good.
Durability.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's just amazing. And then, the chrome strip that goes all the way around here for snapping down the
Hardcover.
the hard cover that goes over this. Wow.
And you even had pockets still in the back of the front
Oh, you had
seats
map
for
pockets
your
in the back of the seats too.
Yes, sir.
Look at that.
And notice how you can get them both put ahead at the same time. Not intertwining.
Yeah. And then you had on the door itself, you had 2 lights at the bottom. Not just a single light, but a double light. Wow. No wonder why this was Cadillac's top of the line. I mean, they kind of went all out in '59 to...
I said, I don't know of anything else you could put on this vehicle.
It's just,
In all honesty.
it would be fully decked out. Man, what an absolute beautiful, stunning car, Rick. Rick, thank you so much for sharing your time and your knowledge about this beautiful 59 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz, and for sharing all the detail on it.
Well, I appreciate you folks taking the time to come up here, and hope and pray that you get a chance to come back up here again, and any cohorts you may want to bring with you.
Thanks for watching.
So that's a wrap on another fantastic vehicle, and we really want to say thank you to the great folks here at the Shed in Warroad, Minnesota. And this is Rick and this is Doug. You saw them in their videos. And of course the owner, who's not here right now, but we do want to give a shout out to Bob Marvin as well. But before we leave you, make sure to leave a comment below, click that subscribe button, and
ring that bell notification so you never miss one of our videos.
that's it. So thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Rick, Doug, and me. We'll cut that part out.
Yes, we will.
I always try.
Hey.